prices aren't going up. The worth of the money is going down. So what they're doing is they're tricking you by paying you less.
Yeah.
Keeping your taxes the same, if not putting up. The prices of everything. Keeping the taxes the same, or putting up whatever. So that's the same. So your taxes are now doubled. The prices and everything have now doubled. But that's not what's really happening. All that's happening is you're getting paid half the amount.
Let's talk about facts.
If you want to have intellectual discussions.
Spiritually oriented, a beautiful farm.
Who you are beyond the personality.
I'm a human being, same as you. Be who you are.
But to answer your question,
What is really going on?
And let's get into this.
And what is happening, World Warriors? Welcome to the wonderful world of W.I.R.G.O, the place where we get asked what is really going on. And today we're doing a little bit of a review on a video with myself, Carl, and
Alyssa.
Oh, hello. And tell me, what are we reviewing today?
Money versus currency. Hidden secrets of money.
Hidden secrets of money.
Was it Mike Malone?
Mike Malone here from Gold and Silver with Mike Malone. So, guys, Mike Maloney's had almost 6 million views on this at the moment, and for us, we urge you to go watch this. We'll put links down below if you remember, but I keep forgetting to do that. See, I'm gonna have to get really on top of that, so people are gonna get peed at me. But guys, please go along and watch this. It will teach you some stuff. He has a bunch of episodes. This is episode 1. It's 25 minutes long. Watch them all. Watch the whole season. I swear to you, it is like the greatest thing you could ever watch. I promise you. If you enjoy what we're about to watch, this is episode 1, which teaches you all the difference between money and currency, which people don't understand. We're not gonna let it run over to the end. At the end bit, they can do without. I'll let you guys go and watch that. It's more incentive for you guys to watch. But we're gonna play up to the point where I also want my wife to learn this stuff a little bit more, and she's agreed to come and learn this because she's, not clued up on this yet. But we're going to be today, and I will be stopping trying to educate my wife a little bit on it for what I know of it, which is very little also. And then you guys can ask questions down below or on the screen over there if you want to at any point, right? So what we're going to do now, we are going to get into this, is it? Should we just straight into it and go for it? There's nothing else you want to add right now? Probably add some stuff at the end, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we'll get straight into this here then, right?
Your true wealth is your time and freedom. Money is just a tool for trading your time. It's a container to store your economic energy until you're ready to deploy it.
Do you know what I mean when I say to you, time is just physical money? Physical money is just time. But it can also represent your skill, but it's all to do with the time of that skill. So skill just makes your time more valuable. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're more skilled in something, your time in that area is more valuable than my time because I'm less skilled in it. Mm-hmm. So that skill is just like a value of your time, whereas money is the currency. Well, I don't want to go too much into this.
But the whole world has been turned away from real money and has been fooled into using currency. A deceitful imposter that is silently stealing your two most valuable assets, your time and your freedom. Welcome to the rabbit hole.
What are you thinking so far? Interested?
Yeah.
We are entering a period of financial crisis that is the greatest the world has ever known.
No shit,
Guys,
Sherlock.
This is a bit of an introduction. We do go into the mechanics and things like that soon. Just give it a little time. We want bread. See, all these kind of things have happened before, guys, and they kept happening. There's a new show I'm watching at the moment called Foundation, and I really like it. It's a really good show. Check it out if you want. I'll put a link in there. And it kind of... It talks about a lot of this kind of thing, with they call it psychohistory or something in the show. And basically, they're just learning for the mathematics of the past and seeing where the patterns are still starting to. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing so many patterns happen in this world have happened over and over in the past, and the result has never been great. No. And I think some of that happens in you now.
The wealth transfer that will take place during this decade is the greatest wealth transfer in history. Wealth is never destroyed, it is merely transferred, and that means that on the opposite side of every crisis there is an opportunity.
I know you think, and then, so why do this? Well, that's it, it's an opportunity. If you can push a crisis so far to go, it means someone else can take that opportunity. Yeah. So people will push, so they can have the opportunity.
And that's our effect.
The great news is that all you have to do to turn this crisis into your great opportunity is to educate yourself. I believe that the best investment that you can make in your lifetime is your own education.
Couldn't agree more.
Hey guys, if you don't agree with that statement, comment below because I'd love to chat to you. I'd love to chat to you about that. That is a statement I 100% agree with, and I think everyone should. But I just think that, you know, you do.
Education on the history of money, education on finance, education on how the global economy works, education on how all of these guys, the central bankers, the stock market, how they can cheat you, how they can scam you.
Yeah.
If you learn what is going on and how the financial world works, you can put yourself on the correct side of this wealth transfer. Winston Churchill.
Do you know what sometimes I think? I think they wait to, like, the people get very clued up on this stuff, and when things look like they're going to take power back, they'll collapse everything, create wars, get everybody killed off, and then they like restart everything again. Seems like that keeps happening. What do you think?
Once said that the further you look into the past, the further that you can see into the future. This program is all about creating your own crystal ball, being able to gaze into the future, being able to change this crisis, the greatest crisis in the history of mankind, into your great opportunity.
I do like how it's not just demagoguery. He's like actually saying, look, it is crisis, but this is how you can change it, guys. Just learn. And I think the basics he teaches us in this episode alone is enough to get anybody started in an idea of where they want to be in the future when it comes to your actual finances and money. Gold and silver, hidden secrets of money.
The hidden secrets of money, some of them are hidden in plain sight. They're like right in front of you. The way the monetary system works is something that isn't actually hidden away from all of us. It's out in the open, but it's complex and people just they can't
hide in plain sight, like they say, innit? This is the motto of like that which are top guys, hide in plain sight, because when you hide, they'll find you.
Yeah.
You hide in plain sight. Well, you've all played Where's Waldo, I'm sure.
see how it works.
Offer us
Always
Where's Wally.
It's hard for them to imagine that we're living in such a hoax. Others are meant to be secret, but the truth is slowly coming out, like the Federal Reserve being a private corporation and not really part of the U.S. government.
I wonder how many people actually know that, if it is a knowing at all. Have a look at that, guys. Tell us what you guys think. And if anybody actually can, debunk what he's saying, let us know, because we'd like to talk about that as well.
But when I started studying this, what I found was that there was no place that I could point people to where they could get it all in one spot. And so I basically decided to write my book about it and consolidate monetary history, economics, the
Guys, we're not funded by this gentleman. His advertisement has nothing to do with it.
markets, fundamentals of gold and silver. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in economics, and I've sort of made it my job to lift the fog for people.
Don't forget, a used car salesman is always trying to sell you a new car. I hope you understand what that means.
Commission.
Come on, right, that's the top. A used car salesman is always trying to sell you a new car.
Welcome to Egypt.
I think that's good.
This is where it all began. Roughly 5,000 years ago, the Egyptians started using gold and silver as their predominant form of currency. But it was not yet money. The pieces of gold and silver that they were using were odd sizes and weights, odd purities, so it still was not interchangeable, where each unit is the same as the next. This meant that nothing really had a price yet. You couldn't put a price of so many coins on something because they didn't have coins yet. Trade was still difficult. It was still a guessing game when it came to the exchange of values. One of the reasons that we are in the financial mess that we are today globally is that people do not understand the difference between currency and money. Currency.
Now, guys, this is important. Watch this a little bit now. This is what's going to teach you the differences between currency and money. You see, they're very little, but there's one.
Difference between currency and money. Currency is a medium of exchange, a unit of account. It is portable, durable, divisible, and something called fungible. Fungible means that each unit is the same as the next unit. $1 in my pocket buys the same amount as $1 in your pocket.
So, do you get these words so far? They're not together. So, your currency, I bloody liked him. It has got a medium of exchange. So, it's something you use to trade with, yeah?
Yeah.
A unit of account. So, in other words, it's countable. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, it's portable. I can take it with me. Durable is going to last. It's divisible, so I can have 10 and I can also have ones. So it's divisible. You can divide them.
Divide it.
Yeah, multiply them up. And then he explained fungible to you. Yeah,
which is interchangeable.
Yeah, and it just means that my dollar and your dollar is worth the same thing. Yeah. Your dollars are not worth more than my dollars.
No.
Money.
We should say pounds, actually.
Yeah.
Is all of those things plus a store of value over a long period of.
So do you understand, guys? Something like the note in your pocket is currency. Yeah. It's worthless. It's you give it a worth. Yeah, and everybody agrees on it. Is to promise, right? But it doesn't last that long.
No.
As in, like, it won't last. Like, there'll be a new currency over the next couple hundred years or something, or even very soon, I'm imagining. I mean, they're going into, like, digital currencies and stuff now, isn't it? Now we're doing digital currencies, so they're going to get rid of this, where you can just have your card. It's still all them things, isn't it? But the thing is, it won't be divisible, but technically it is divisible because it's digital. On the digital form, it can be divisible. But the thing is, it won't store, isn't going to store value. Because the moment we stop using it, it's worthless.
Unless you buy
You can
gold.
just burn it. Or if everybody just stopped using the dollar, all you'd have is pieces of paper. But if everybody stopped using gold, you'd still have gold.
Yeah. You can't take the worth from the gold.
You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because it's a needed rare quality.
Necessity.
Quality? I meant resource. I don't know what quality can be.
Even financial planners, bankers, your accountant, they don't understand the difference between currency and money.
Probably.
The currency in your pocket is a medium of exchange. It's a unit of account because it's got numbers on it. It's somewhat durable, it's portable, it's divisible in that you can make change, and it's fungible. $1 in my pocket buys the same amount as $1 in your pocket. But because governments can print more and more and more of it and dilute the currency supply, it's continually transferring wealth out of.
So, let me explain that one because a lot of people won't get that right. So, you've made a currency, but then all of a sudden, your government decides to print more and more and more of it. Right? But the more they print of it, the more the power of it will drop. It's the same as like if I have 5 rare stones and you have 1 million pebbles. My rare stones would be worth more than yours because they're rare. So they're worth more than your pebbles. And probably the qualities of it. But let's just say that there's nothing in that. Like, say I just have these 3 rare pebbles and you guys have these normal mundane pebbles. Mine are worth more because they're rare. Do you see what I mean? There's only 3 of them. So if you have 9,000 these pebbles, then each one of mine is going to be worth 3,000 each if they're 2 equal amounts. Now, the one thing I will say, which goes into when I'm saying that I was going to do in the next one, but I'll also mention here, which saying that prices aren't going up. The worth of the money is going down. So what they're doing is they're tricking you by paying you less.
Yeah.
They're keeping your taxes the same, if not putting it up. The prices of everything, they're keeping the taxes the same, or putting it up, whatever. So that's the same. So your taxes are now doubled. The prices and everything have now doubled. But that's not what's really happening. All that's happening is you're getting paid half the amount. So if your dollar is worth less now, half amount, ask for double pay. So all they're doing is paying your time for less than. But people don't realise it. They think the prices are going up. They're not really. They go, yeah, they are. It was £3, it was £8. And it's like, yes, it's only the cost of the item is still the same, but your money is worth less.
Yeah.
So they want more of it. I know the trick looks like it's going up. It's just an illusion. It's not really happening, guys. They're paying you less. If you were getting paid £10 an hour, and wrong number, yeah, £10 an hour, $10 an hour, right? You're now getting paid 5 or less, or a little bit more, depending on how much the cost of living has gone up. Yeah, certain items haven't gone up. Well, actually, most should, but certain items haven't gone up too much. But most items have gone up, but it's not really happening, guys. It's just the cost has come down. And how they do that is they keep printing. Yeah. My theory is that they're only allowed to print enough for each individual human, which is why America wants all these it's why people want all these people to come in their country so they can print more money. The more people you have, the more, like, for example, as America has millions of people coming in through the south border, their dollar is going up, yeah, because there's more people to the money that's printed, right? But they're not keeping the dollar up; they want to keep the dollar down. So the more people are coming into the country, the more money they're allowed to print, and the more money they can print without devaluing your money so much. This is why Joe Biden's going, oh no, it's inflation. It's not. It's because they want to take your money, put it somewhere else, yeah? And then they have to do that, they have to print more money. So the more money they print, the more less worth your money is becoming. So you get paid the same, yeah, but it's not worth the same. And so they send then the next half of your money over abroad. Oh God, I can't get my words out, Carl. You send overseas, okay, and then your money is worthless. But the more people they come in and up their population, the more the money is worth. People added to your population increases the value of your money. Because unless you print to them people, that's why like every time we're born they register us. The reason you registered is so they can print money to your name. They may print this round numbers. They print out 1 million for everybody. Let's say 10 million for everybody that's born. To say that's a lifetime wage, and then they use it in any way they want. And they say that money is needed for the people our population demands it. Yeah. I'll leave that there because I want to go more into this. Sorry about that.
Out of your pocket, out of your bank account.
Now you've got Paul's in on
To
here.
the government and to the banking system. The reason that gold and silver are the optimum form of money is because of their properties. It's an easy medium of exchange because gold and silver store a large amount of value in a very small area. It's a unit of account. Pure gold has the same value all over the planet. So an ounce of gold buys the same amount here in Egypt as it would in China or in the United States. It's durable. The same gold that Egyptians were using in trade 5,000 years ago is still here with us today. It does not corrode. It's divisible. You can make change with it. It's very portable. You could use something like oil as money. It's just that you can't carry around a barrel of oil.
Like land. Remember I was saying about land and things like that? Even like your creations and ideas can be seen as money as long as you can trade for it.
On your back.
And that's another thing, guys. Skill is money.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that yet, I'll explain it in another one. Skill is money.
Fungible.
Because people will pay for it.
Pure gold is the same wherever it is on Earth. Pure silver is the same wherever it is on Earth. It's limited in quantity. That's the reason that it maintains its purchasing power. Governments cannot print it. Over the last 5,000 years...
Do you see what I mean, guys? Governments can't cheat you with gold and silver money, but they can cheat you with currency. Just be careful and do that. If you, my motto is, it's nice and simple. If you've got currency in the bank you're not using, turn it into money. As soon and as fast as you can, and then it'll never be able to take away from you. But as soon as everything falls, so too does all your money. Or your currency, should I say.
Only gold and silver have maintained their purchasing power. There have been thousands upon thousands of fiat currencies that are unbacked by gold or silver, and they have all gone to zero. It's a 100% failure rate.
Well, fiat currency, of course, is...
Do you get that now? It's all gone to zero. In other words, it's always failed. But listen to what's been said now. I think this is the part where they talk about it.
Currency that exists at the dictate or by fiat from a government. You see, they have their printing presses, and the paper money rolls off the printing presses. And then they give it the fiat designation, which makes the currency official. It's just worthless.
What's that say?
Federal Reserve System.
Yeah, fiat, Latin.
An authoritative order or official decree.
So basically when the government said, boom, that's our money system, and then that's the fiat then.
Paper. But when Ben Bernanke gives it the special sign, and they have the cult meeting at the Federal Open Market Committee meeting,
The cult meeting, I love the way they used to do
it
it.
suddenly becomes currency.
If you look at what's really going on, it's a con game. And so there's confidence. Well, the Federal Reserve is very forthright about what they're doing. If you read their websites, they'll tell you it's a confidence game. They tell you that there's no intrinsic value in their money. They'll tell you that they print it backed by absolutely nothing. They actually display all these facts. But if you tell somebody in the public that this stuff is created out of thin air, there's no backing whatsoever, it's absolutely worthless, it's about as valuable as monopoly money, they'll look at you like you're nuts.
Is there an example throughout history of a fiat currency, a piece of paper that's unbacked by anything, surviving?
Short answer,
Love this. Listen to what this guy talks about.
no. Long answer, no. And here's why. When Addison Wiggin took over at the Daily Record, when they got cranked up, Bill Warner asked him to catalog all of the fiat currencies throughout history and what happened to each of them. Addison dutifully went to work. Within a short period of time, he had gone through the alphabet. All the fiat currencies that started with the letter A were done. They all went to zero. He was halfway through the letter B, and all the fiat currencies that started with the letter B, and there were 600 of them in just the first letter and a half of the alphabet, and every single one of them went to zero.
You're saying there that our history, guys, of all the fiat currencies we've had, every single one of them has gone to zero. You believe this one's not? You guys over there, you guys on there, anybody believe this currency we're using now is not eventually going to go to zero like everyone before us? Now, but people might say, well, we live in a different time now. We've always lived in different times. The con has always been on.
The same.
The con is on, guys.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? I'm just saying to people, we enlist big suckers for ourselves. We're going to look at that and putting our money into
gold.
gold and silver in the future. Yeah. And we advise everybody else to do the same. We haven't got no sponsors yet, but definitely look out for those who do sponsor gold and silver and start looking into it if I was you. But that's just my advice. You do you.
Zero. Everyone. 600 fiat currencies that start with the letter A, and half of the ones that start with the letter B are 600 of these things. Not one ever came close. You think this one, the United States dollar, is going to be the first one after all that? I don't think so. No. No currency, fiat currency has ever survived. None.
There you go.
The thing about money is there actually is a fairly well accepted definition of what money is. The question is, as you apply that definition to particular things that people claim to be money, do they fit the definition? We'll just take the paper dollar, for example. How well does it perform those functions? Well, store of value. The dollar has lost 95% of its purchasing power since the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. So not very good as a store of value. One of the things I do is just a way to get the audience's attention is I have a slide, and there are 3 pictures on the slide. One is a pile of Monopoly money. The other one is a pile of Federal Reserve notes, what Americans would call paper money. The other one is a solid gold American Eagle 1-ounce coin. And the title of the slide is, which of these is not like the other? And
My babe, which one then is not like the other? You should know the answer to it.
What do you want? What do you mean?
Which one of those 3 on the screen is not like the other one?
The coin.
The coin, yeah. But listen to what the test he does now and what the answers are. Do you agree that the coin is not like the others? Where I think he mentions about people are obviously going to see the Monopoly money because you can't buy anything with the Monopoly money. You can with the other 2, but then just.
If you know the show Sesame Street, or you have children who watch it, it's one of the favorite vignettes in Sesame Street. And what it really is a kind of IQ test for 5-year-olds. They're supposed to look at the 3 things and look at characteristics and find the one that's not like the other. Well, I've shown this slide to groups of, Ivy League University professors, and I've also shown it to,
See, if I was a 5-year-old, I would not pick the Monopoly money. Neither would I pick the coin for the reasons you'd pick the coin. But I would pick the coin because I would say the coin is round. And the others are square, but they're not square, they're rectangle, but that would have been a kid.
Children, kind of 5 years old, my nieces and nephews and so forth. And when the professors look at it, they say, well, clearly the dollars are not like the others because gold has no role as money, and Monopoly money is junk, and the American dollar is a store of value, so that's not like the other. But the children look at it and they say, well, the gold coin is not like the other because the other 2 are just piles of paper, and the gold coin is clearly something different. So my question to...
And it's round. Forget about our thoughts, it's mixed. It's round.
For the audience is, who's smarter, a 5-year-old or an Ivy League professor?
I don't think it's about that, it's just who's smarter in that particular thing, or whose perception is more in tune with what it should be, I suppose.
Before World War I, each note that a Treasury issued would say that there have been deposited with the United States Treasury $20 in gold coin payable to the bearer upon demand.
Now this was the only fiat currency I believed in. Fiat currency, it's backed by gold. It means I'm trading these pieces of paper rather than the gold, and the bank is minding my gold for me. And then when you trade these pieces of paper, it's like when you give the gold to the bank, the gold owns the bank and they trade you these pieces of paper. But if you give this paper back to the bank, they have to give you the gold. So it's like an interchange place, and that's what banks were supposed to be until they changed. Nobody really understands what they changed, but I'm going to do a lot of John Harris stuff soon, and they're going to love that now. we're going to do a lot of John Harris stuff soon, guys, for my wife to learn about these kind of things, that she knows some of it, and you guys will come along with us. It'll be a great adventure. I can't wait for you guys to see that. But yeah, this is the kind of thing you want. Something, a certificate for your gold. We don't have a certificate for gold anymore. It's a certificate of promises.
The money was in the vault. The currency was a note they gave you that was a claim check. Only a claim check on the money. The same as if you go to the dry cleaners and you give them your shirt and they give you a claim check for your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The value is that shirt at the dry cleaners, not the piece of paper that says that you own that shirt. So
it's just like a receipt for your money, do you know what I mean? So if I give all our money to like someone we trusted, I mean, you had pieces of paper to represent the money we got, but then we was trading papers between each other. And then see, you had a lot more papers in there. And when we go back there, he's not going to give me my money back. He's going to give me what I give him in receipt. So that money stays in his care. Obviously, he'll take a small percentage of it for looking after it or whatever, or they use it to trade, don't they? Used to do trades and stuff like that with it, I believe. So that's... Yeah.
Our currency that circulated was the paper US dollars, and they were claim checks on money.
The next hidden secret is the difference between currency and money. Money must be a store of value and maintain its purchasing power over long periods of time. As we progress through this series, you'll learn that national currencies are really a tool used by the government and the financial sector to leech away your time and your freedom.
I bet I'm going to forward to the next part of a minute, okay?
Makes gold the most beautiful money of all.
All it's going to go into, guys, in that bit is talking about silver and gold, and that's what this is about. Invest your money, invest your currency in something that's worthwhile, guys. Is basically what it's saying. I'm going to play this last little bit about inflation before we knock it off, and I can ask some questions. And we want you guys to go and watch this, so we don't play the whole thing, okay? But so far, are you following it so far? We'll have a little chat at the end. I'll ask you a question or two, but like nothing major. This what makes gold the most beautiful money of all, yeah. Yeah, diamonds, gold, anything that holds its value, guys, is a great source of money. Anything that's a piece of paper is just a promise to pay someone money. Promises you haven't got.
What more can you ask out of a money?
It keeps governments under control.
He looks like a right Mr. Monopoly guy, doesn't he? Oh, he seems like a cool guy, though, but obviously appearances can be deceiving.
And maintain a solvent system. Governments don't like gold at present because they're getting away with the fiat currencies, and they'll do everything they can to discredit it as an asset class. I mean, my goodness, gold has outperformed the Dow Jones Industrial Average in each of the last 7 years, yet it's not considered a legitimate asset class. Why? Again, it's the fear that maybe gold will be imposed on the system.
It's like everything we was talking about, like why things don't go in the media and things like, no, it's just that they don't want you to know that which is healthy for you. They want you to know that which is going to make you poor and miserable and happy. So there's...
Or reliance on the government.
Yeah, the whole point is to be there and say that so they can be the superheroes, the mommy and daddies, and look after you.
Constrain government ability to spend beyond its means.
They can't print it.
They can't print it, no.
The proper...
This is the part I want to get to. Just a little bit of inflation, then we'll knock on the head, all right?
Definition of inflation. I use Milton Friedman's definition. Inflation is an expansion of the currency supply. Deflation is a contraction of the currency supply. If you expand the currency supply, eventually prices will rise. And if you contract the currency supply, eventually prices will fall. This is a pool. But it's not a pool of water, this is the currency pool. And these are prices. And if you expand the currency supply, prices like a sponge in water have to rise to suck up the excess currency. Governments never stop printing more currency and adding currency to circulation. Therefore, prices keep on going up, not because the stuff that you're trying to buy is changing.
See, sir?
The real estate doesn't change. What has changed is the currency purchases less and less. It's the currency going down, not prices going up.
So like I said earlier on, guys, it's whenever they're printing more and more money, it's not that your prices are going up. It's that it looks like that. I get that. It's that your money is worth less. So you go in to work for the same money, but you're being paid half, really.
Yeah.
Truth is, what we have that makes our world work right now is a big story. none of it's real. It's all just promises. And if you think about it, that's how currency began to work in the beginning. You know, before we had currency, we had barter. I'll give you 3 coconuts and you give me 4 fish, because that's kind of a fair exchange on coconuts to fish. But that got complicated, so we had to invent this thing called money to be a divisible, portable medium of exchange. And the challenge is that we lost that a long time ago. We lost having things of value be our currency. And now we have this thing called numbers and accounts. But trust me, it is not real. It's a big made-up story.
One of the biggest make-believe stories ever is called quantitative easing, which sounds...
That quantitative easing is another thing that they do, but like, we'll go into that, guys, but I want you guys to go watch this, right? There's a lot of episodes, we might do snippets of other episodes, but from that so far then, what do you think you've learned? Can you see the difference between money and currency?
Understand the currency and the money and currency, the difference now, yeah. I always understood about the promise to pay the bearer thing because of John Harris, so I'm already aware of that anyway.
We'll do a lot of that one.
My one question is though, like in regards to them eventually wiping out the money and whatever it is, or the currency, like gold, like if everyone starts getting into this now and think, oh, I need to invest in gold, where's all that going to come from?
Well, the gold.
Like, is it going to be enough for everyone or something like that? I don't know. It might be a really stupid question. Well, it might be a dumbass question.
The point is, it isn't. The reason they went to currency was because as soon as our trading got really bad and like everybody started getting poorer and poorer, more humans came, less gold, less money. Yeah. So they had to create a fiat currency to try and keep us all in a sort of a sense to be able to trade with each other without worrying about too much whether you're going to get back. So you value this more, and they can just print that. Okay. Yeah. And it's a scam that's going to keep on working. But all I feel sorry for is the people who've actually saved all their money, because that could all lose. They could lose it all. For me and you, there's no worry. Everything our money is put into our life and everything we do. There's not really matter currency, yeah. So a little bit we receive. Yeah. So and we have a wonderful life here. I mean, we don't save our money necessarily, guys. We invest in things. So, example, this W.I.R.G.O. We invested in W.I.R.G.O. We've invested in equipment. We've invested in a lot of things to be able to just not only produce and create for ourselves, but obviously, it's a life. It's something we can do. We're not sitting there watching a little bit of like Jeremy Kyle or Loose Women or The View or something like that, just spending our life wasting away worrying about rubbish that doesn't really affect us. They talk about wars and everything like that. It's not really affecting me. All right, prices go up and things like that. Change your life. Don't let it affect you. Don't be glutton. Cut down. Make this a time to change who you really are. And I think that's why I put there sometimes, honestly, to find the best of us and say, right, and there's you and suffer.
It's worked that way for us, isn't it, really?
Yeah, we just took all crises and turned them into our strengths quite easily. And that might be easy for us and not other people, yes? So somebody say it easy. All right, so, but guys, all I want you to take away from this, what I want to take my wife to learn from this, is there is evidence to suggest that if you do want to save for the future, if you are looking to protect your children and you have a head on your shoulders, start putting some of your savings into things like precious metals and things like that, land, things that are going to last the test of time. Currencies don't, and ours looks like it's going to be taking a huge dump soon. Look what's happening in America, the dollar's crashing, everything. China do this. We're going to do one soon with Trump talking about certain things, or about inflation and stuff like that. What people do, what countries do to try and devalue their money, and it's crazy, and the reason for it. And they just want to crash it all, guys, so they can just put an even more controlling method in place, which is all the digital currency they're trying to get into place now. So hopefully that's not for a while yet, and we'll have an opportunity to save and do things. Do you feel you learned a little bit from this?
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's a very educational episode. I feel like I've learned a lot there.
Yeah, we do a little bit of everything. We have the songs, educational things, and a lot of the politics stuff. And right in the moment, obviously, we have American politics, which is great for us, and we love American politics, so we're getting into that. So if you don't like that, unfortunately, this is what these reviews kind of are about. But W.I.R.G.O. is hitting the streets soon, hitting the streets, different things like that. We got merch coming. There's lots of things coming, guys. Please stick with us. Please let us know your thoughts. Write them down below and have that conversation. We sorely need it. Anything you want to add before we go? All right, and W.I.R.G.O. what is?
Harmony.
Harmony.